Hola a todos, bienvenidos al canal Salvi Trader. El día de hoy te comparto un video totalmente diferente a lo que estás acostumbrado a ver en mi canal, que son análisis, resúmenes, clases. Hoy te comparto una entrevista que le hice a Robert McDonnell. Él es el CEO de Cornerstone Investment y es una fintech acá en El Salvador, y pues una de las funciones que desempeñan ahí es administrar cuentas a través de tecnología MAM. Pues administran cuentas de sus clientes en el mercado de Forex. Robert tiene bastantes clientes alrededor del mundo y es muy interesante la entrevista, y pues vamos a aprender muchísimo de un full-time trader y también gestor de cuentas. Así que espero que disfruten esta entrevista y comencemos.
Alright guys, thank you very much for watching the video. Now we have Robert McDonnell here in the channel, Salvi Trader channel. How are you doing, Robert?
Good.
Good, thank you very much. A very nice office. I hope you enjoyed the pictures we took. We have a little, some questions here from the community on Facebook and Telegram.
Nice.
They sent some questions that they are pretty good. We all want to learn from you. As I said yesterday, you are like the Leo Messi of trading, and that's great. So let us know about yourself. Who is Robert McDonnell?
Well, Robert McDonnell, I'm 39 years old. I live here full time. I married my wife Novia 6 or 7 years ago, and we basically established ourselves here in El Salvador, and so I live here full time, and I'm a professional trader.
Great. Now this is one of the questions that we all want to know when we get to know a fund manager trader like you. And how do you start in trading? How was that?
Well, I was looking for a career where I could live anywhere and work from anywhere. And that was my goal, is looking for something to where if I studied something, as long as I had internet access, that I could make money doing that. So I got into trading. First I was looking at equities, then moved into currencies. Started off trading mostly manually, then got into automated systems.
We're going to talk about it later.
Perfect.
The algo trading. How long have you been trading?
About eight and a half years now.
Eight years. Why Forex and not any other asset?
Well, I was looking for something that could make money pretty well if there was economic downturns. And so with equities, generally speaking, people are looking for what stocks to buy. And so their portfolios usually suffer if there's downturns. And I was attracted to Forex just because, there's always currencies that are appreciating when there's economic downturns, and it was just more attractive to me. And I liked studying macroeconomics more and learning about different central bankers and such and their monetary policies. That interested me more than a company, because with companies they're always coming out with products and services, and I don't know, it was just a little bit for me less predictable than monetary policy.
Nice. You mentioned about algo trading, and when did you decide to switch from manual trading to algo trading? How was that?
With manual trading, you really have to be a master of your emotions too.
Yeah.
And it's tough. You get a couple losing trades.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, it's a process to where I was thinking, I would like to know if my strategy is successful long term. And so I started looking into ways, well, how can I test besides forward testing? How can I find out if my strategy is long term successful? And I was looking into automating the strategy. So if we can go and put it into code, we can do back tests and find out if the strategy is successful and in what kind of market conditions the strategy is going to have success. That's what kind of drove me into automated trading, so I could know if my manual strategies were successful long term.
And was it something that you learned by yourself, or?
Totally. The beautiful thing about this era is that if someone has a passion about something, they can just learn about it online. It's not like I had a mentor or anything like that. I would have loved to have one. It probably would have saved me a lot of money if I had a good mentor, but I didn't. It was a trial and error sort of thing, and that's what actually a lot of people in El Salvador are doing, is just by trial and error.
Yeah.
I would suggest trialing with a demo account. It'll save you a lot of money, and the lessons won't be as expensive, but yeah, it was mostly trial and error.
Nice. How was your trading strategy evolved throughout the years? Can you share what's your strategy about now that you, well, we know that you do algo trading, you trade algos, but what is it about?
How has it evolved? Well, I got attracted to mean reversion, which is a strategy where if the market becomes overbought or oversold in a particular currency pair, that generally speaking the price would revert to the mean, meaning that if something was overbought, eventually it would start to drop down and go towards the average. And that strategy is something I was applying using technical analysis and some fundamental analysis in my early days of trading. And then I started working on a way to automate that. So really it was just refining how well and how robust my strategy was. And initially I would go and make a setting and then I'd backtest it and say, oh, that looks good. And then it wouldn't have that much success going into the future. And I was thinking, well, why is that? And it's because the strategy itself wasn't very robust. It showed decent results doing a backtest, but when I learned about optimizations and looking at things as far as building a strategy that was actually robust and could have success going into the future, I had to make a lot of changes. And so every year I'm looking to improve our strategies.
Good. Okay, this is a question that I received from the community when I told them, you know guys, I will interview a CEO of a fund, very famous here in El Salvador. The only thing they wanted to know, well, this is one of the things or one of the questions that I receive a lot from them, from the community, is now that we know how you trade and how your algo trade, but they want to know when do you enter, when do you execute an order on the market? How do you know when to buy and when to sell?
Oh, okay. This segues very well into why I'm an algorithmic trader. The thing is, when you are algorithmic, what you do is you have your confidence as a trader built on what's happened in the past. Because I'm a firm believer that what's happened in the past will continue to happen into the future. And so when you're going and you're building your strategy and you're testing it, you get to see what happened, let's say in 2008, 2009 financial crisis, see how it happened. There's different events that happen in the world, and you can go and actually see what happened then. And that gives you confidence. So right now we're dealing with a virus outbreak.
Yeah.
And so I know my strategy's strengths and weaknesses. And so based on how it's performed in the past, that gives me confidence to run it into the future. Or if I feel like it does have a weakness and I could lose money, I'll just turn the strategy off. So that's what gives me my confidence. And so it's not something where I'm like, okay, from a technical analysis standpoint, we should have a reversal here and yada yada. With me, what gives me my strength as a trader and my calm, which is very important as a professional trader, you have to maintain calm, be very objective, be emotionless if you can, is our back testing and our authorizations. Yes.
Okay guys, I think we are going to switch from manual trading to algo trading from this point forward. We have another question here from Joanne. He was asking, why did you decide to move your headquarters to El Salvador?
To segue back into talking about the fact that I married my wife here. My parents live here, my swaggeros live here, like, we're very rooted in El Salvador. So it's really because I have little children and I want to raise them close to their family. So it's for personal reasons. I don't feel like El Salvador is going to explode with Forex traders anytime really soon. I do feel like the community is growing and it's being nurtured. And one of Cornerstone's missions is uniting those people together, working together. The people that want to work honestly and don't want to run maybe like scams or underhanded ways to make money. Yes, exactly. And to unite the people that do have honest ambitions, becoming a trader, and work together to give Forex a better name in Central America.
Awesome. Tell us a little bit more about Cornerstone. Now your fund company.
Well, I shouldn't even say Cornerstone is a fund, because fund implies that we actually capture funds from clients. We don't. What we do is we develop technologies and we apply those technologies and we share that technology through the means of our clients joining a broker. So if clients have an account with a broker that uses MetaTrader 4, we can go and basically pass the trades that we place using our technology to our clients' accounts. So we don't actually ever touch the client's funds per se, but what we are doing is sharing our technology using brokers.
Great. What brokers do you use?
Primarily IC Markets and Axie Trader.
Axie Trader. And why them?
You know, in the past we've been partnered with up to 7 different brokers, and we've always been going and looking for brokers that, 1, have good trading conditions, and 2, that provide good customer service. Because the client experience is very important, and with deposits and withdrawals, they're very responsive, their customer service is excellent, the trading conditions are really good too. They have a very good MAM structure, which is a structure that we use as a company, so our clients can join them and receive the trades that Cornerstone places, and it's very seamless. And we don't even actually have to bill our clients. The broker actually takes care of the performance fee that we charge for our services. So it's really clean setup, and they're well regulated too, and I'm very happy with them.
Great. We know that you guys have like 3 different portfolios here at Cornerstone. Can you explain to us how they work?
Sure. The way we break up our services, we offer a corporate service that's built more for individuals looking for low risk, or corporations or companies. We have a standard risk that probably 80% of our clientele uses, and then an aggressive risk. On our website, if you go there, you're going to see an account that says aggressive. It's been running for 13 months, and it's made maybe 100 and I don't know what we're at now, close to 160% returns in 13 months. That's kind of like our Ferrari service. We don't actually allow clients that are new to even join that because it's so aggressive. So most clients have to either join their standard or corporate account first, and that usually, really which account they join depends on their risk tolerance. So generally speaking, we try to convince them to go with something less risky, get to understand how we work, have a couple months of experience, and then if they want to, they can go and move around and choose a different risk profile.
And for people who are interested in investing in Cornerstone, what do they need to do to invest with you guys?
It's pretty easy joining. They just have to join a broker that has MetaTrader 4, fund their account, and then connect their account to Cornerstone's account. So it's pretty simple.
Simple as that.
3 steps.
Now you know, guys. Next one, are the funds secure? Because people need newbies. There might be people that are not traders, but they want to invest their money, but they might be scared on how this works. They might not be that secure, and they would like to know more about security.
Completely. If we're talking to a trader would understand that the brokers are dealing with a regulator.
Right.
Cornerstone's main clientele isn't traders. We're actually looking for people that are looking for different investment vehicles. Something to where they maintain liquidity, they're not locked into contracts, they can, transparency too, all those things are important to them. And yes, where their funds are and how they're being regulated are very important. Which is why, from the beginning, the structure of Cornerstone wasn't, hey, we're a small company in El Salvador, you can trust us with your money. No. What we wanted to do is partner with really big institutions that are very well regulated in good jurisdictions and have those clients trust the broker. So whenever we present our services, we always say the main thing you want to do is research the broker that we're recommending, because they're the institution that's in charge of keeping, they're the custodian of your funds. So we defer a lot of the responsibility with fund safety to the brokers, and I think that's a good strategy to take.
Awesome. This is another question that came out from the community, and I think is also very important. In Latin American culture, let's say, especially in El Salvador, is there have been a lot of things going on about forex industry in the past years.
Yes.
How do you guys handle our financial laws when it comes to withdraw money? How do the banks respond to that? Have you ever got a trouble with them trying to withdraw money?
Yes. We could make a whole video just about that. It's true.
Parts is coming soon, guys.
Usually what I do, since Forex has been involved in some scams in the past in El Salvador, what I would recommend is that they don't even say the word Forex when they're talking with someone. With a banker, they should just say, this is my account that I trade with, and basically say stocks.
Stocks.
That helps, because bankers in El Salvador can relate more to banks than they can to Forex trading. So they might have seen some headlines with some scams involving people capturing funds and stealing those funds in Forex. So I would recommend, one, don't even use the word Forex. Say the market in general or something like that. So it's one, talk about investing in the market itself. And two, when you make withdrawals, don't withdraw more than 5,000 at a time. You can do multiple withdrawals under 5,000, that helps too. When the amounts get kind of big, they usually say, now wait a minute, where do the funds come from? The brokers do provide monthly statements that you can give the broker, and that does help. But to avoid setting off alarms, usually amounts under 5,000 are recommended.
All right. Now, one of the last ones, how was your life changed because of trading? How did it change?
Oh man, well, there was different stages. The first stage was trial and error. Lots and lots of trial and error. And it's tough. When you're a new trader, you go through these periods where you say, oh, I've got it. I've got it. And it's almost like Dumbo getting the feather. And then all of a sudden, like, something happens and you realize, now wait a minute, I don't have it. And so you go through these periods.
I've been there many times.
You go through this natural progression of, especially with new traders, a lot of times they'll come in and say, hey, last week I made 200% of my trading account. Sure, it had 50 bucks. Now it had, it's these people that are starting out thinking that they're really great traders, and all of a sudden something happens and they crash their account or something like that. And they go through these extremes. As a trader gains more experience, he gets to different phases where, okay, now I'm understanding the scope of things. Now I know that I really don't know that much, and I need to go into the process of learning and learning and learning. And you get more experience while this process is happening. Trading is part science and part art. And you learn the art portion of it at the same time. And that just comes with experience, watching the market react to different events. And eventually you start to go and work out a strategy that you feel comfortable with, and the amount of knowledge that you don't know starts to get filled in, and you become a mature trader. So it's like if I were to talk to someone who's been trading for like a month or two, they would have a lot more confidence than someone who's been trading for probably 2 years, because they are not aware of what they don't know. There's so much that they don't know that they're almost ignorant to how much they have to go. And then a trader that's been going for a year or two, they're like, there is a lot to learn, but I'm getting there. And then once you get to maybe year 3 and 4, a lot of times you have a lot of maturity as a trader and you're getting there. At that point, at least for me, year 3 and 4 is where I actually started to make money from the market. The first couple years was
4 years.
3 or 4 years, yeah. 4 years. I'm a slow learner, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to say I didn't have winning months and winning quarters, but just the first couple years, there were just a lot of lessons to be learned, and it took me as an individual 3 or 4 years to get to the point where I said, okay, now I'm really starting to get it.
All right. Well, guys, this has been a very nice interview. Now we have the last one. And, my community, well, a lot of subscribers are traders, and they, watch my videos because I like to, teach them at least what I know. And I receive so many messages from people telling me, hey, thank you very much. I'm learning with your videos.
I follow your channel, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. And just one more thing. And this is to conclude the interview. Just a final advice on how to be a successful trader. How is that you achieve the goal of becoming a successful trader and then help other people to achieve their financial freedom too, which is very important.
Okay. First and foremost, start with a demo account or a cent account. Start with as little money as possible and just practice and practice and practice. Eventually you're going to go and find yourself as a trader. I don't recommend going and saying, okay, I'm going to take someone else's strategy and just do exactly what they do. You're going to eventually get to a point where you say, you know what, this is my interpretation of that philosophy for trading, and you're going to develop in kind of your own strategy eventually. And that comes with time, and don't rush it going to real money, because there's passes, there's levels. And first, it's getting to where you can trade well on a demo account. And then you go and you try your first live account with a little bit of money. And it changes your mentality when you start dealing with real money. And eventually you start dealing with more serious amounts of money, and that can create more strain and actually influence the way you trade. So you're really learning emotional intelligence each phase you go. Eventually, if you're going and helping people manage their trading accounts, so you have more added responsibility, that changes your mind as well. The larger the amounts, the more pressure people are going to be asking. And I don't know what. It depends on your goals. If your goals are just to manage your own funds, that's one thing. But if you're getting to the point where you're managing other people's money, that's a whole another kind of stress that you have to deal with. And so, one, just be patient. Don't waste a lot of money in the beginning by putting all your savings into a live account. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Make sure that you're partnering with a good broker. Take your time and know that it's going to be a process and it's okay to fail. Really what makes a successful trader is being able to get back up, dust yourself off, learn from the mistakes you've made, and then move on from there. So, yeah, it's a process. It's not going to happen overnight. And but if you stick with it, we'll make it 100%.
All right, Robert, thank you very much for having me here. It's pretty awesome to speak with people like you. You know, you're
the door's open, brother.
You are like the 2% of the people that really succeed in trading. As I said, you're like the Leo Messi of trading, and it's pretty nice. And I know this is a great value for people who watch this video, will learn a lot, and of course as well invest in Cornerstone. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching the video. I think that's it for today. Expect more videos like this. And don't forget to smash the subscribe button. Thank you very much guys. See you then.
Bueno, espero que hayan disfrutado esta entrevista. Realmente fue genial. Es genial conocer a estas personas y aprender de las personas que están en la posición en la que algún día querés estar. Bueno, esa es mi opinión personal. Si deseas invertir en Cornerstone Investment, en la descripción del video te dejo una Google Form para que la llenes con tus datos y así ellos se puedan poner en contacto contigo inmediatamente. Y mantenerte pendiente al canal porque vienen más entrevistas con más personas que nos pueden aportar muchísimo valor a nuestra carrera como traders y a nuestra experiencia. Si te gustó este video, suscríbete al canal, dale like y no olvides compartirlo con tus amigos. Que pases un excelente día. Adiós.